we'll be working on scene 7, the cart scene, which we started yesterday. I'll hide the internet for now, but we will be probably putting in this dialogue today. That's the plan. Right, so this is the scene we started, and we'll do a test play. I animated the cart a bit. If I show you on Photoshop, you probably won't be able to tell because it's such a subtle thing, but I've made the cart like give the impression that it's, I'm not sure how the word to describe it, but you know, like rising, like it's not just flat, it's like gives the impression of a sort of bumpy road. And the wheels as well are turning. It's very like, nothing like really stands out, but if you look super closely you'll see that the light part of the wheel goes down, like changes position, so that sort of gives the impression the wheels are moving. And also the horses as well, I've made the pixel go up higher a bit for some of them to give the impression that the horses are bobbing their heads up and down. So yay, I will show you that now. Test play. Yeah. So we'll be doing a lot of these test plays today because we're going to be adding to this cutscene. Have we got the music in the background? Nope, it's muted, which is good. We don't need to do a sound test today, so we'll keep it muted. Okay, so as you can see, oh sorry, no you can't see because I'm not showing the test player screen again. Habit of a lifetime. This is it. So it's like the cart's not like super still, which is good. I think it's better like that, and it's not too drastic either, it's very slight. But the scenery for now is very basic. We're going to make that look way better over time, but one thing we do need to do is make it night time because that's when it is. So we'll see how it looks if we just add a night tint to the scene. So it says the description of the scene is the barrel and her companions are on a cart on the road at night time. So yeah, 100% night, which is really easy to do. All we have to do is, well, actually instead of doing it on this, we'll do it before the scene begins. So we'll do it as an immediate thing that changes, and that'll change as we're teleporting to the next scene and before the fading comes. So there is actually an automatic thing that sets it as night, so we'll do that and we'll see how it looks. Oh yeah, don't look too bad. So I will keep it as that because that's how it's going to be. And the next part, well, I'm going to have a peep at the dialogue. The first thing that happens is Oliver speaks, who is the little cookie jar, and then Carol, who is just Barrel at the moment. So I figured, well, obviously we're going to have to zoom into the, well, transition into the interior, the inside the cart. because the conversation's not going to take place outside. But I feel like showing that as the scene at the start is a good idea. But let's actually make the inside. So I think what we could do for this is, I'm going to use one of these as a template. I want to kind of make the ratio accurate, of course, with the cart. So actually, let's have a look at Photoshop. How wide is it? Grid. Actually, no, hide that. That's not. So, okay. Well, judging by this, it's 90 pixels or so wide and 136 in height. So we're gonna have to find the smallest ratio of that. I'm gonna write that down. This is math, so I'm not gonna be amazing at this, but we'll do it. We'll say 90 and 140. Or 90 and 130, I think, because we'll have it. It'll be easier doing it like that. Hi Bethel and Saitos and Legendary Cerberus, welcome. I do not look like her. Honestly, do you want to see my Instagram, guys? Tell me if I look like her then. Where is it? Let me get it up. There is a link to it in my panels. Do I look like her? It's literally just the glasses on the hair. I do not look like her without them on. Okay, the voice is 10 times better than I. Well, thank you, Cerberus. How are you doing, Cerberus? It's good to see you. Okay, so we're just measuring the cart at the moment that we did yesterday, guys, because we're going to do the interior, and we want the interior to look as close as possible to the shape of the cart. So 9 by 13 if we want to be super accurate, I guess, but that's probably a bit small. We'll see though. We can double it if it is. Okay, so let's make a new screen. I'd say double it. Yeah, it's going to be small if it's 9 by 13 and the barrels will all be swashed. What doesn't work, Saitos? Okay, I'm ready to see how small it looks. Well, that's how small it is. And I guess we'll see how that compares to the other interiors in our game, because we don't want it to look huge either, because then that's unrealistic. So let's give it a floor first of all. We'll get another tile set though. We'll customize our tile set, but for now we'll just use what's here so we can get a basic foundation up. You're working on an RPG shooter? I'm sorry, it's not going well. That's unfortunate. Okay. So, looking at our other interiors, folks, they're not huge. Like, that's our weapon shop, and that would be the size of our car, which I think is fine. I don't think we should go bigger than that because the barrels will look very, well, it'll be very huge, the area will. Sorry, not active lately, but being busy. Oh, that's understandable, Naffle. People get busy. What are you busy doing? Oh no, well good luck. I'm sure you can get it, just keep at it and I'm sure you'll get it fixed. You're bad at mapping? Well, that's the challenge, isn't it, when doing something like this? We've all got something. I'm sure everybody has got something that they're weaker at. And I've got plenty that I'm not so good at. But that's the challenge. That's kind of what makes it fun. My not so good areas are like the anything that involves maths and formulas. Usually the coding side. Okay, so right, I think we don't want that as a floor. Ideally, I'd say wood would be better for the cart. I can't seem to find a wood floor on this particular tile set though, which is a bit strange because it should be there. This one has one. Oh, well. Okay, so the reason why is because it's not the right tile set. What one have we used for that? Lakefall inside. Okay, we'll change it to that. I think we've got the outside one. Yeah, we'll probably use a different wood one now. Something that looks a bit more suitable, but I'd say the sort of thing I think we should do is, looking at our cart, we have this like sort of white material looking canvas or whatever the word is. I'd say that should be the wall at the back, and I think that might make it look pretty good. So have we got another wood one? I want to see what other wood ones we've got. But we'll look at other tile sets to see what wood there is. Because there's not much choice with this one. I am lost in the game progress. Could you please tell me in short what you are doing now? We're working on scene work, Neffel. When we came back after Christmas, we started working on Carol and her companion's assets. We made Meryl, Elvira, all the characters that are a part of the main story, Carol's flashback. And now we're basically putting the flashback together that those characters are going to be in. It's all like the story part, really. All scene stuff. But if you want to catch up and stuff, you can feel free to have a look at our previous VODs of the last couple of weeks. Obviously, don't expect you to watch it all because they're all very long, but if you want to have a peek, feel free to. Okay, so This isn't going to be the one we're going to use, but something like this. Something that looks materialish. We'll probably, I think I'll probably edit it so it looks exactly like the one we actually have for the cart. So as you can see, that's more of a beige. So we will edit it. But I'm a bit concerned that this is too big, in all honesty, for the cart. I think, considering how Carol is in comparison to the size, we have to at least make it not look too big. So I'm thinking of seeing how it'll look if we make it a bit smaller. So okay, we can make it longer though if we use it having a wall. So if we make the height, say, so out of curiosity, I'm gonna just see how this looks next to what we've got in Photoshop. So mate, that's probably double. Well, not quite double. But if we just chop that wall bit off, does that look like it's the same shape? It probably could do with being one taller actually. It's probably a bit more, it's a bit longer probably. So I think we had it like that before, but there we go. Hi Oracle, how are you doing today? Hope you're having a good day. How's everybody's week treated them? Okay, so we could start getting characters in. I don't think we have them imported in RPG Maker yet actually, so we'll have to do that now. We do have Carol, so we can get Carol in here. Carol the Barrel. There we go. So there's Carol. So basically, folks, if you're confused, what we're doing is we're getting this scene. All this here, we're working on the scene for that right now. We spent all of last week working on scene 6, 7 and 8. Scene 6 and 8 are done. Well, 90% done. And so now it's the big one, scene 7. It's the biggest of all those 3 scenes. And those scenes are a part of Main Quest 2, which is what we've been working on. We finished Main Quest 1 content probably October, November last year. And then ever since then we've been working on the next main quest, and a lot of that time has been on the boss, because Main Quest 2 is also going to have the first boss of the game. And we'll be meeting the bosses after this scene. Hi Paul, how are you doing? Doing okay? Workish week, Game Dev Week has been pretty good actually. That's good. That's good. It's good to hear. I'm glad that it's going good. It's like sometimes you have those weeks where you don't feel productive, but when a good one happens, it's awesome. I've been surprisingly feeling motivated lately. I was like thinking, when am I going to get burnout? But it hasn't happened yet, so it's all good. I've been streaming this 4 times a week consistently since September now. So that's pretty good for me. Because last year I had a lot of breaks. Soon the weekend. It is. It's the weekend. Has anyone got any awesome plans? I'm going to be a hermit working on the website. That's going to be coming out next week. Raindrop Chronicles website. Like the Wednesday Adam look. Yeah, it's the Wednesday Adams look. I did a Halloween cosplay of her a few years back. It's very easy to do a cosplay of her because I've already got the outfit and the hair. I get to work stuff during lunch 2 days a week, and in any hours I can steal away from roller derby and my relationship. Yeah, oh my gosh, prioritising is a hard one. But I'm quite lucky. Like at the moment I get a lot of time to myself, which just gives a lot of time to work on this. I would cry though if I was really busy. I doubt I would be able to do this as often as I do. So things right now, I'm very lucky with my position. It might not last like that forever, so I've got to make the most of this time. But no matter what, this project will continue because it's too much fun. And I don't see myself like stopping or lessening any stream days or hours anytime soon. I think this schedule will keep up with for a while. Okay, so now let's get the sprites in first, and then we can work on making that wall more closer to the actual cart, and then we can work on doing the conversation. Don't wear yourself to death. I guess it depends what your classes work. I get more joy doing this out of playing games, so when I play games, I'm like just itching to do this instead. I'm like, why am I playing this when I could be doing this instead? But that's just me. Like, every person is different, and I personally prefer making games to playing them. Rose, what is your favourite game of all time? Game that you always feel sentimental for? Final Fantasy VII. If it's to do with nostalgia, then it's Final Fantasy VII. I don't know if I would say it's my favourite overall. It all depends on what you mean. Like, if you say, oh, what game do you think's the most immersive, then it'll be a different answer. But if it's nostalgia, then it'd be Final Fantasy VII. But that's why I do it for 2 days a week at lunch. I need some time away from programming because I'm a programmer as a job. Oh gosh, if you do something as a job and as a hobby, then you got to be careful because your hobby can become like a chore in the end, and that's never fun. But yes, pretty cool that you do that as a job though. I couldn't imagine like coding loads either, but that's me. I'm more creative than coder. Okay, so let's get Photoshop up. So we've got Carol's asset. We got to just do it for the other characters now, and we might have to do all the barrel turned round just like we've done with Carol, but for now I think we'll just use their first row of assets. I think we'll just start that way because it could take a bit of time, probably the whole stream if we work on assets. So we'll leave that for now, and I'll probably do that off stream. My hobby is woodworking. Oh, that's cool. I believe in you. I think you'll go pro. And no worries, it's good to have the chats. Don't be afraid to chat, guys. Even though I'm doing this, it's not a distraction. I mean, I had a message from somebody who used to come to streams the other day, and they said they was lurking, and they said they didn't want to talk because they felt they was distracting me from my work. And I was like, but it's fine, you can chat. This isn't work. This is fun. So I don't want anyone to ever feel they can't chat because they think they're distracting me. Okay. I mean, it's true. Sometimes the very chatty streams mean we get less done. That's obvious. But it doesn't mean I don't like those sort of streams. Oracle, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Can we have some hype in chat, guys, for Oracle? That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. So many barrels there is, isn't there? Okay. So I'm trying to remember what folder I put Merrill and Co in. Okay, so here they are. I'm gonna open them all. Okay, so first of all, we'll do Merrill. Where is she? We'll cross off Rose for now because we're not using her today. Okay, she's big. We're going to have to go in graphics scale and do it another way then. Because if we reduce it in size, we might make the quality bad. So I'd rather not do that. So instead of, we're going to graphics scale and get the original asset. Because I did make them double the size for when I was putting their images into that Draw.io software, so you guys could see the barrels. You love bats too? Bats are great, very underrated creatures. Hi Storm, how you doing? It's good to see you. How's your sore throat, Storm? I hope it's better now. They do last a while though, which is dookie, but it's okay. So for now, I'm getting rid of the shadow, and we're gonna add, I'll probably make my own shadow for them at some point. So for now, we'll just get rid of that, and all we're gonna do here is, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a black background, because sometimes it's hard to see the light colored pixels. We don't want to leave them there, so we'll So yeah, for now we're just going to do this one row of Merrill. We won't do the side view barrel one because it'll take some recolouring and it might be a little bit time consuming. So okay, so that's Merrill's sprite sheet, the start of it anyway, and obviously over time that will be filled up with all of Merrill's animations over the course of the game. But yeah, we're starting simple, and it's like she'll do a little hop with that animation. Okay, so just save this one as Meryl, and now we'll put her in the game. We'll find a spot for her. Okay, so Meryl can be here. What I'm thinking is little Oliver can probably get here. Carol's there because she's telling him a story at the start, and then it's Meryl who's the next one to speak. So we should do Oliver next, probably. So isn't this guy a cutie? I made him myself. Well, I sort of made them all myself except for the barrel part. The barrel is a normal RPG Maker asset. This guy, I made him. Okay, is he centered like that? I think so. So this is Oliver. Let's just merge Meryl's actually. So save Oliver now. And he can go here. Okay. Also, let's go back to the cart bit. I want to try something. I'm curious about something here, and I'm not sure how I'm going to get it to work, but I want to test it. Sometimes when I'm doing cutscenes, I want to be super creative and do like, there's these visions I have in my head for how it could go, and sometimes I'm like, but would RPG Maker let me do that? What are the limitations of pulling that off? So this is something in particular I was thinking about doing, and we'll see if it works. I'll tell you in a bit what I'm planning. It's a bad. And Rex, how you doing? That's a cute cookie jar. You like him? I'm glad you like him. I was wondering if people thought he was cute. Because he's meant to be. He's meant to be cute, so hopefully he is. Right. So what I've done, I've made this random event where Oliver is on South Switch A, and he's event free. So basically, what I want him to do is pop his head out in the cart after a few seconds of the scene starting. And I don't know if it's gonna work, but something about that. I think that's cute. Just before it goes inside the cart. And I also think I want to do that just so it makes more sense when it does transition to the cart, because inside where they all are, just so people know for sure that that's. I just think it makes it more obvious that that's where they all are. I think I'm not making any sense at the moment, but sometimes I do ramble. Okay. So what we're going to do, we'll put the weight on for 120, no more than that, 240. That's 4 seconds, I think. And then we will turn South Switch A on. which means if self switch A is turned on. Oh no, we have to do a bit of scripting here. Let me just remind myself what that is. Here it is. Yeah, unfortunately you can't turn self switches on if they're if you're using another event to turn them on, so I need to do it this way instead. Self switch A true, and it's was it 3, and it's map number 19. So the first thing is the map number, which it says, you can't see it guys, but it is map number 19. The middle figure there is the event, which it's 3 for Oliver, and A is the self switch. So that should turn on like that. And then we'll put another weight thing there. We'll just see if he appears, I'm curious, so we'll do a play test. Okay, he has appeared but in the wrong place. But at least we know it's worked. I basically want to do it so he pokes his head out here. Or we see him like... We might have to make him a bit shadowy looking though. Because he's inside the cart, but I kind of want him to show himself. But it's going to actually be a bit hard to pull this off, I think, because the actual cart is here and that's taking up that square. So I think the only other way to do it is literally make a sprite of the cart with Oliver inside on it. So for example, what I'm thinking of doing is, let's copy and paste Oliver and go back to our cart. We might have to do something like this to pull off what I'm trying to do. Why isn't he pasting? Oh, because I haven't pasted the right bit. There we go. So we might have to do this. And I think this will definitely work. What I was doing before was trying to put a separate Oliver event over the cart, but it's pretty hard to pull off because you can't put events on top of each other in RPG Maker, so it feels like this is the only way to do it. So we'll make him a bit shadowy. Put a shadow on him because he's not going to be that bright, is he, inside the cart? We might even have to make the cart a bit smaller, and I'm not joking, because I still think it's big. I feel like the barrels do have to be quite close together, but with a few squares, but 3 maybe. But Oliver's filling up that cart. Like, 3 Olivers could fit in there from the width of it. So I can tidy that up further later on, but that'll do for now. So I'm going to copy one that we know with. Yeah, I'm going to copy this because this row is the one that I was working on and edited. These ones below actually aren't correct. These are the old version from yesterday, so I'm actually going to delete those ones. So copy those. Hi Yummy, how you doing? It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I think that's aligned right. So we're using the top one for when we don't see Oliver, of course, but if we want him to come out a bit, then we can do something like this. It might look dreadful though, but we can see if we can improve on it. It's more that this is me trying to do something pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool anyway, to make him walk out before we go inside. I think maybe that might look a bit weird if we keep it like that, but I just want to see what it looks like for now. Thing is, we need it to stay on that frame, and that's what I'm concerned about, because RPG Maker MV, I'm quite angry with RPG Maker MV actually, because it doesn't let you select individual frames like RPG Maker XP did, and it really limits what you can do in these cutscenes. And I'm hoping there's a way around it, and I think there is, but I did find a guide online, but it's very complicated, but I'm sure we'll get it sorted. But unfortunately we won't be able to stay in that frame because of RPG Maker's silly limitations. Yeah, because all that'll happen is it'll just keep looping this, when really I want it to start with that, then that, and then that. But we could simplify it and literally just not only have the one frame like in the same position. And if we just do that, it'll look like he's hiding behind the curtain, I guess. Or just poked his head out. That could be quite cute. But we'd have to change his position in the cart to the bottom corner. We do that. Okay, there's probably an easy way to do this, because this is probably a bit messy doing it like that. But yeah, we'll get him in that position. If we select the curtain, and then do a select inverse thing, we can, oh no. No, we don't want to select inverse. That was fine as it was. There we go. Okay, so Yeah, I can definitely make it better, like the shadow, but for now, we'll have it like this. So let's save the cart again. And what we're going to do is, it's pretty straightforward. I don't think it's going to be too bad. All we got to do is make a second page of that. But select the other one this time, but it hasn't refreshed yet, so I'm gonna open and close RPG Maker because sometimes you have to. Okay, so we'll select that then, and that will be sales switch A of event 1. So we've got to just change the script to 1, and then that will work. Okay, so let's look. It's gonna be a bit weird, probably, and a bit jarring right now, I'm assuming, but I can work on making it look better. Okay, so for some reason there was some weird black pixels in the first few seconds, and I think that was the horse's ears from the sprite row below it, so I'm gonna have to move that down. But it's worked. You can see Oliver in the shadow. I think he looks pretty cute. Now I think at that point we can we could always do it so that Oliver and Carol have the very start of their conversation at here, and then it goes into the interior afterwards. But we want to make it transition as smoothly as possible, ideally. We'll see what we can do. Because Carol could easily show herself as well. Okay, so first job is to just move them down one row, and then we probably won't have the ears keep popping up anymore then. Okay, now back to the cart. I'm going to rename this map actually to cart flashback 1. Cart. Is it a car or a wagon? What's the difference between a cart and a wagon? Because maybe there isn't one. Okay, so what I am going to do is make it 4 pixels in width. Make the height. Oh, we got rid of him now. No. We got rid of Oliver. Let's get him back. Yeah, I think we should do it 3 pixels, folks. And I know it looks a little bit small, but it's meant to. You know, it's the cart. It can't be as big as the shop. You know. So as long as they all fit in each of the characters and they're not completely sandwiched, I'd say we've succeeded. And I think something like this could work, and I think the reason it has to be 3 rows is because when we look at Oliver here in Photoshop, you could clearly fit 3 Olivers in that width. And that's why I thought, yeah, let's have it as three wide then. Okay. So Carol's going to be here next to Oliver. Meryl here maybe. Yeah, actually I think all the conversation should be in the cart. I was contemplating making some of the conversation out here, considering we've got Oliver sticking his head out, but it's going to look weird to have Carol suddenly appear as well, especially as we're quite limited with the animations and frame selection in RPG Maker MV. So I think we can show Oliver sticking his head out, it like shadowed, like we've got it, and then after a few seconds we can transition into the cart, and then Oliver opens saying, "Mama, the skylights look so pretty, what are they?" Because it's dark, it's night time, so that's what he's gonna say. Hi Battle Sandwich, how you doing? Wagon's got a cover usually, I think. Wagon's like a little housey wheelie doodly thing. Cart's a simple I just carry things doodle thing. Oh, okay, so what we've got here, let's just do the test play again. I know you've probably seen it, mate, by Battle Sandwich if you was here yesterday, but maybe you haven't. Maybe I'm assuming, and I shouldn't assume. But would this be a wagon or a cart to this here now? That. Yeah, so if it is a wagon and not a cart, we're going to have to do some renaming, because we've been calling it a cart in the game, in the dialogue boxes, so we might need to call it a wagon instead. If that is definitely how it is, because we want to get our terms correct. We don't want to be calling something a cart when it's a wagon. What is your favourite part of making the game? Definitely the story writing, world building, character arc, building and scene creation and all that sort of thing, really, is my favourite part of making a game. But I do also enjoy doing game feature stuff as well, like game design, things like the romance system, and just talking about how that works and other cool features that we have is also something I really enjoy doing. And just making it come to life, really, it's like something I get joy from. Like the whole mechanical technical side of it is something I don't enjoy as much, but it can also be really rewarding when you do all that and see it working, for sure. And you can call it a cart, it's not a big deal. Yeah, maybe it's weird to say this, but I kind of see it as a big deal because I'm very kind of funny with like what things are and getting terms correct. I think it's a pet peeve of mine. So I don't want to get caught out and them to say, oh, well, that's actually a wagon and not a cart. So I'm just trying to teach myself something. Hi, Atlantia King. I'll call you King. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. It's good to meet you. Cart, a strong open vehicle with 2 or 4 wheels, typically used for carrying loads and pulled by a horse. Wagon, a horse-drawn vehicle, especially a covered wagon, used by settlers. Okay, well, we do have a horse, so that's both. Yeah, it seems like carts are open and wagons are covered. So that seems to be the main difference here. So yeah, I'm thinking we should call it a wagon then. Just came home from school. Oh, awesome. I hope you have a really cool weekend. Well, it's not quite the weekend yet. It's still one more day left. But we're getting there. Any plans for the week, Atlantia? And fair enough if you want to be specific. I totally understand that. Just wanted to point out I wasn't trying to tell you how to change it. Oh, of course, Battle Sandwich. I know you never would do that. I believe in you. You're not that bossy. I would call it a wagon. Yeah. Yay. Yeah, we'll call it a wagon then. We'll call it a wagon. And also, folks, so I'm really happy that we've got this scene working. We're going to make it look prettier. We're going to make the scenery look really nice. Maybe even add some sort of fog. But actually, I'm reluctant to add fog because the stars. And I don't know if we should have it be a foggy or cloudy night. If the subject of conversation with Oliver and his mom in this scene is about stars, so it might be cool. But it would be nice to have some sort of effect or parallax. But we'll say we'll get it looking good. It's at a very basic level at the moment because we only just started working on this scene. But the cart's working. It's more animated today. It wasn't yesterday. And we've got Oliver peeking his head out as well. So at this point it's going to transition to the interior now. So we're going to have to do that and see how it looks. So transfer player to here. And the player at the moment's invisible, of course, because he's not in the scene. We'll see how that transition works. Also, we'll rename this to Wagon now. Outside wagon. And inside. It's going to be lazy as possible. Good for you. Good for you, Atlantia. Yeah, let's hope it will be. Impressed by this little scene, are you, Bowl Sandwich? Well, that's wonderful. I'm going to try my hardest to make it really good. I can be pretty perfectionist with things, and I don't like to gloss over things and rush. I'd rather put time into the scene creation and add all those little extra details, even if that means it takes longer. Because I'm more of a quality over quantity person. Thank you, Atlantia, for the follow. I appreciate that. Do you have a story in mind for your game? Hi, Eric. How are you doing? Welcome. Well, guys, I will tell you now, just so you know, new people, that it's very likely the website will be fully launched next week. And I'm going to make that website be as clear as possible about the game. It's going to show off the characters. It's going to talk about the story. It's going to give you full insight into what this project's about. So that'll be the perfect thing for you all to read if you're curious. But at the moment we do have a pretty basic Google Doc on that link tray, a bit of an FAQ page and information. And if you want to know more about the story, we also have a story so far video as well, and that will be a series. Every time we get a story update, I'm going to do a new video on YouTube that kind of narrates what's happened, and it shows you little clips of the story as I narrate it. You can have a peek if you're curious. So and all the YouTube videos, all the VODs of all the streams are up on the YouTube as well. So feel free to have a peek. That's what we've got until the website's out. Are we going to the explosions part? Are you the one obsessed with explosions, Hinal? Someone keeps coming here and mentioning them. I think it's you. Okay, so yeah, and we also have a Trello page as well. Everything's on there. If you want to know what the plans are, what we're currently working on, and what we have worked on, and you want to see all the polls that the archive and results of all the community polls, the character sheets, they're all on there as well. Okay, so let's see how the transition works. It's probably gonna not look good because we haven't tested it yet. It might look okay, but we'll see. And if you do want to, if you're curious about the scene we're working on as well, we do have a massive draw.io document on that link that I've just put up, where I've put all the dialogue boxes and branches for the scenes we've been working on. So feel free to have a look at those as well. I think you have to open it in the app though. And the one labelled as scene 7 is this wagon scene. And there's a lot of dialogue in that, and we're going to be putting it in once we're at a good stage. Okay. So it's all right for now, I suppose. We just got to get the other characters in the wagon. We might make it a little more shaky, just so it gives the impression of a wagon rather than a still building. But I think the sizing is looking okay. And it's centred on the screen. We're going to obviously make it look more attractive because it's not really that... Well, wagons aren't pretty, are they? But we're definitely going to make it look better. We're going to put we'll put some objects in the gaps, and we're going to make this material here, this material wall, resemble the cart a bit more as well. But it's not too bad as a starting point. The main thing is we get the dialogue and that working for now. I think the visual attractiveness will come in at last once we've got everything in. So at this point Oliver's going to speak, but first I think I want to get all the characters in the scene. So we've got Oliver, Carol and Meryl in the scene, but we need to get Hank, Woody and Elvira in, so 3 more characters. So let's get Photoshop up. And this was the original cart asset, by the way, guys. This is what we turned it into. From that to this. So it's a big boy now. It's a big boy. And we felt that we needed to make it bigger because you can't realistically fit 4 barrels, a box and a cookie jar in that. Like Carol was nearly as big as that. And that's just 1 barrel. Okay, so so we'll get Elvira now. I think she's the next one that speaks. And Elvira is Carol and Meryl's grandmother. And I'm sure you're all very curious about barrels if you're new to the stream, and why we've got barrels that are like almost human in this game. They're not a race. They were magically brought to life, and it's all integrated, the lore of that, into the main plot of the story, and it's going to get actually quite dark, really. And the reason why they're alive is a bit, well, they're not going to be happy when they find out, that's for sure. They'll definitely be questioning their existence. But it's all a bit of a mystery at this point. Nothing's been revealed. It's all going to be slowly revealed over the course of the game, throughout the adventure. And to be honest, we don't know. Maybe the secret will be something that's revealed in the first episode or the second episode, but it's always fun to make people wonder these things for a while at least. So Meryl's asset can be hidden for now. So we'll merge those. Hi Rit Rat, how are you doing? It's so good to see you. Boss is out of the office today, so I get to tune in again. Yay! Yay for Boss being out of the office. You get to chill. Hope you're doing well, Rit Rat. You haven't used Trello in years, Atlantia. Do you like Trello? I thought it was a pretty neat little tool. It got recommended to me a while back actually by somebody that came into the stream, and my answer was, I don't like using too many apps or softwares because I end up just forgetting about them and they get neglected and ignored. But when I finally picked up Trello, I was actually this is really nice, really, really nice, really organised and simple. And definitely really good that you can share it publicly as well, because then people who come to the streams can say, and because this is a community project, it's very handy to keep people in the loop. Okay, so this is Hank's original asset, but when we first meet him, he actually doesn't look like that. When we first meet Hank, he looks like this. He's happy and he doesn't have a hole in him. This happens to him in the cart scene, the wagon scene, I mean. He gets injured, so this is going to be quite sad to see that unfold. But he's like this for now. We'll do his other sprite asset later. We'll just do the ones we need for now. And Hank's the granddad of Carol and Meryl. Elvira's husband, oh. Mostly use Word for stuff. Word, oh my goodness, I haven't used Word since university. I tend to use Google Docs more now. I'm more attached to online apps than desktop ones, funnily enough. I don't know why that is. I think it's because I'm always on the internet. My projects are always solo, so Word is fine. Oh, are you working on projects, Atlantia? If you want to, I mean, don't feel pressured, and this goes for anybody. If you are a creative yourself and are working on a project, then we do have a channel in our Discord called Creative Work. So feel free to show off what you're doing in there, people. There's been it's been quite a popular channel in my Discord actually. A lot of people put in some stuff they've been working on. It's always nice to see. I already joined, but thanks for the invite. Awesome, thanks for joining. Be good to have you there. It's always a nice place to keep people informed. Any news always goes straight on the Discord. If there's ever a day I have to cancel stream, it doesn't happen often, but if there ever is, then it'll always go in there, or any important news announcements. I don't tend to put those up on Twitter, but on Discord I do. And of course, me and the community talk in there on days that I'm not streaming as well, so it's a good way to keep in touch. Okay, and now it's just one more character left, everybody's favourite. And he has 2 assets as well. This is his asset in the beginning, but later on he's going to get soggy and he's going to have water, and it's going to give him a bit of a chiselled manly chin, the shape of the water. Be perfect for him, he's going to love that. People, I don't know, but this character seems quite popular at the moment. Somebody said that they find him quite handsome. So maybe he can be a romance option in the game. So funny, because we do have the Carol the Barrel, she's romanceable. So, and this guy's a bit of a charmer, bit of a ladies' man. But we don't have like a gender restriction to romance in our game. Like Carol the Barrel will romance you whether you're playing a female or male hero. And it'll be the same for the other characters as well. So I feel really nostalgic when I'm watching you on RPG Maker, do you, Neffel? Oh, that's awesome. That's lovely to hear. RPG Maker is a very nostalgic program though, isn't it? I mean, I don't know if you guys were the same, but I discovered it when I was super young. I feel like it's one of those programs that a lot of people did. There was a couple of friends I had at school that I was like, RPG Maker, and they were like, you did RPG Maker too? And I was always really excited to meet people who used RPG Maker. I felt like I found a fellow nerd in my life. My vote for best channel goes to Adorable Pets Chat. Oh yes, Atlantia, if you have an animal, if you have a pet, you get posting it now. We love seeing the adorable pets. I just look through them sometimes randomly just to see everybody's cute pets again. Would that make you a barrelmancer? It would, Battle Sandwich. That's a very good one. But what about if you romance Woody? A boxmancer? That doesn't have the same ring to it, does it? Okay, I think, yeah, we got him centered. So their sprite sheets are all very big because they have to be that size, and I'm very keen on having a lot of different expressions for our character sprites in the game, so it'll be nice to slowly expand on this sprite sheet for each of them over time. So we've got their assets in. Now we can get the last three in here. So Elvira, now the positioning is something we will probably change because the scene has to end a certain way where Carol is directly opposite Hank, and there's a reason for that. It's because Carol is going to smash into Hank and is going to be the one that makes the hole in him. Tragic, poor Hank. So where's Hank? Because there's going to be a cart hijacking, but it's technically a wagon hijacking now because we've changed it to wagon. And there's going to be a bit of commotion, and yeah, people are going to get hurt. Not explosions, to some people's disappointment, but definitely, yeah, a lot of action. And Woody. So I think that looks okay. Like, you know, they all fit in there. It's a little bit squishy, but it's meant to be because the cart's not exactly a big giant palace, is it? So I'd say there's definitely a bit of room to put some extra decorations in, boxes and other wagon stuff, but we'll see how it looks. We'll prettify it later. I think for now we'll have that as a position, but we'll see. We might change things around. Okay, so parallel. Usually I put my dialogue and cutscene event in the bottom left, but we can't because Oliver's in the way. So we'll put it the top left instead. When you accidentally press refresh and you got ad again, oh no, silly ads. You know, I wish I didn't get rid of like hiding the ads for Twitch Prime users. It was really nice when you didn't have the ads. It's a shame. Every time I raid someone now after stream, I have to wait 30 seconds. Well, a boxomancer sounds alright. LOL, can't think of anything better though. Trello. Yeah, get Trello. And hi, Binary. How are you doing today? It's lovely to see you again. Hope you're having a good Thursday. Okay. So let's work on getting the first of the dialogue in then, shall we? So if we have a peek again at our dialogue file, well, dialogue app, I don't know what the word would be. Oliver says, Mama, the skylights look so pretty. What are they? So let's get that in. What I'm going to do is actually copy and paste the dialogue from the previous scene because it's just a lot easier. We have a lot of setup in the box, a lot of positioning. So we'll copy and paste. Now, have we got Oliver's face set in here? I don't think we have either. So that's something else we're going to have to do as well. But let's just copy and paste. So we will have to put his name tag. When we know a character's name or the person whose point of view, the character whose point of view it is knows their name, we will see it in a name tag. So I've got to just find the code for that because I've forgotten. It's been a while since I've done that. There we go. So we just need to get their face sets done, but we'll do it one at a time, I think. So we'll use Carol's as a base. So this is Carol's, and we only have 3 expressions for Carol at the moment, but I'm going to be working on some more once the website's done. Normally I'd be working on the game and stuff over the weekend, but this weekend it's a busy one for me. I'm going to make sure the website's all done for its launch next week, so very little of the game will actually be worked on between now and next stream. But the plan will be to do some more faces for Carol. And we need an embarrassed one, and we need an even more angry one, because the previous cutscene has a few bits of dialogue that would really suit those faces for Carol. Okay, so a cute little cookie jar, where are you? Here he is. Cutie pie. Now, I want him to be, he's smaller in width than Carol, but I want him to be centered. I think that's fine. I usually have a decent eye for that. Okay, so are we gonna let's have a play around with these expressions and see what we can do, because sometimes you can surprise yourself with what kind of expression you can create by just flipping some features, but sometimes it takes more of an edit. For example, like literally that's what I did with Carol. That this particular mouth here is just that one flipped, and I'm gonna have to edit it a bit so it looks more natural, because that we need that to be, what do you call that at the top of the lip? I forgot the proper name for it, but we need to add that to Carol and make it a bit more, because it clearly looks flipped. And the eyebrows were just flipped there as well, and it helped. I think it's created a really good expression. But I don't know if we can do that with Oliver. We're quite limited because his features are very simple. Is that even a real face? He looks like really strange like that, but I don't. That's basically the face upside down, and I don't even know if that's a thing. Well, we've created something if not, but we can make a normal sad face. See, we done it. Literally took 30 seconds. We can round, I think we can round that off a bit more though, because it's looking a bit square. So we can do this. So we've got 2 expressions for Oliver there, and we will gradually get more over time, of course. See, I think it definitely really helps build the character, giving them a bit of expression. So let's get that saved. A productive Thursday is being had. Oh, I'm glad it's going productive binary. That's awesome to hear. And I'm doing good, and I think chat are too. Are you, chat? You want to give it a hug and steal a cookie, Truth? Yeah. Yeah. And whether there's cookies still in him, we don't know. That's a bit of a mystery at the moment. I mean, the purpose of their plot in the story is they are being used. They're all containers, and they're all being used for a purpose. And we have talked a little bit about that in previous streams. But at the moment, they might still have other stuff inside them that they originally have got. But whatever they're used for after, well, it is raindrops. That's what they're going to be used for after. That's the reason Woody's soaking wet, because he's a cardboard box and he can't hold them properly. It's called Raindrop Chronicles for a reason. Okay, so Oliver face. So we will go back to our PG Maker now, and we will put his face in this text box. He's happy face though. For this. So let's see. Oh, we will have to do the positioning. I think the position's going to be a bit off. So we'll have to change that. But we'll do a test just to see how it's working. Hugs are great. Hugs the best. They are. They are. You're so talented. Thank you. Appreciate that. I tried my best. Okay, so we need to move Oliver's box down a lot more and left a little bit. And why is there a thingy, a square bracket there? We'll have to fix that as well. So I want to see if we can make the cart shake. I don't know how to approach that yet, so I'm going to have to Google that. Also, I think we need to wait a second before Oliver speaks because it's a little bit sudden. Tiny bit sudden when that dialogue box popped up, so I'll have 2 seconds and see how that looks. Also, I think we'll reduce that to 180 as well. Well, we had it as 3 seconds, let's change that to 2. There we go, 120 is 2 seconds. Okay, so the positioning of Oliver's box, I've got 2 closed brackets there. The Y needs to be moved way more down. Have it as that for now, but it'll probably still need changing. I think RPG Maker should have a screen shape thingy, right? Haven't used it since RPG Maker 2013 now. Oh, so there might be one that's actually in the event commands. It'd be easy if there was. Shake screen. So how can we have it? Will it let us have that forever though? That's the question. Because it's got a duration thing here, and obviously we don't just want it to happen for a short amount of time. We want it to consistently be like that for the whole scene, but we'll see. We'll put shake screen there, but I have a feeling that this one's only going to do it for, I mean, if I put 999 in, that's the max. It still won't be very long. You might be able to put it in a separate repeating event. Oh, right. There's always a way around these things, and sometimes you got to just use your brain a bit, haven't you? So we'll have a look into that. Do another test again. See if Oliver's text box is in position now. Sometimes it's a little bit fiddly positioning the text box, because unfortunately the plugin I'm using for that doesn't work well with the 2x zoom view that we have in this game, so it just requires more. But it's worth it because it looks pretty cool with the dialogue box it's got going above the heads, I think. Okay, so it's in the right Y position. We got to just move it across a touch, about 100 maybe, or about 80. So it is shaking, but it's stopped. So yeah, but I think that could work. Well, instead of horizontal, maybe that way though. Hopefully, if it lets us do that. Because I think it was shaking that way. Okay, so okay, I've googled it, how to make screen shake continuously. Oh, this person's doing a wagon as well in this forum post. So try it if the effects in the following script will help you. What commands are you using that should be in the same event as the loop? If I can use it without using a plugin, that'd be great, to be honest. I'll only use plugin as a last solution if it's not possible. Yeah, look, what this person here is saying seems to be what you're saying, Zyrus, I think. Rat, oh my goodness me, thank you for those 500 bits, is that? That is very kind of you, my friend. We have some height for Rip Rat. We need all the hype. Appreciate the support, my friend. And thank you very much for that. You top of the leaderboard now. I think you're joint top. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, so we can try this. It's going to add a lot to our scene if we do it, so it's worth it. So I think we just need to make a separate, yeah, loop and repeat above. It's that simple, I think. So we'll do another parallel event. Loop. Yay! See, you don't need a plugin for everything, do you? We'll just have... Okay, so let's see if this has worked. I don't know why that's still up. It seems like that pop-up got stuck. I've always loved your stream if I can't get in often. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me, Red Rat. I'm glad that people have some joy in my streams. I appreciate the support. Give us a custom load. We're going to have a custom loading screen, by the way, folks, before the release of episode 1. That will be something to get done. Okay, so I think maybe 10 pixels across. We need the arrow to appear directly above Oliver's head. That's kind of the plan. And I think Hank's got a pixel there that shouldn't be there. I've got a good eye. I can see just one wrong pixel on the screen. I can. Okay, so look, it's working now. The shaking's continue. Let's see if we can get the shaking to how we want it to be. Why is this there we go. That's there because that's the internet, that's why. That's the RPG Maker form that I forgot to turn off. Okay, so we did do the loop for shake screen. Power and speed. It seemed like it doesn't let you do the other way though, which is unfortunate. If not, let me see. RPG Maker shake screen vertically. Through driver skip, you have to manually move scene manager, scene whatever, not sure gives you the desired effect. Put this in a script snippet inside an event. Okay, so apparently we found a script on the internet and this is what this says we have to do. Better work. Okay. Also, Oliver's dialogue box. There we go. If a looping is separate event, you could add some more little bursts of shape randomly during the loop to stimulate the wagon. Wheels hitting rocks on the road or something. Not sure if it would add much aesthetically. Yeah, I think I would totally be for doing something that adds just small detail like that can add so much to a scene. So once I get a bit of time, I will experiment. We'll probably be very likely working on this scene still next week as well. Normally I would have worked on it over the weekend and got it to a good standard by Monday, but because I'm working on the website instead, it's slowing the development just a touch, so we'll still be doing this next week. But all going well, after next week we'll probably finish the scene. And then we'll move on to the next part of the story. And we got another exciting dialogue scene to write after this one as well. Lots of cutscenes at the moment. Okay, so play game. I think we can make it even darker, to be honest, than how it is there. It's still doing it that way. That script lied. Script lied. Okay, so I'm going back on that forum. That would not work. Yeah. You call him out. Oh my gosh, I'm roasting people on the stream. How dare I? Math random is a number between 1 and 1. Oh, okay. Apparently, the RNG can create weird shaking animations sometimes with this one, but I'm not against that. It could give the impression of a cart, you know, so I'm going to put that in. And apparently this one works now. I'm surprised it doesn't shake on both the X and Y by default. That's how it worked in old RPG makers. Yeah, in my honest opinion, they've simplified MV compared to the previous ones. I was having a bit of a salty moment earlier in the stream about how you can't even select individual frames in sprite sheets anymore. Like you could in, I think it was XP. And that really limits your creativity in scene creation. The scene transition takes longer than I want it to. I mean, this is not how it should be. Obviously, that script broke the scene. Broken X, it's not even loading. Can someone just give me the right script? That the people on the forums are giving the wrong ones. Okay, I mean, honestly, the people on the forums are brilliant. I would not have got some things working if it wasn't for them. But I wish that sometimes it always worked. So I get my hopes up. So someone's like asked for the feature on the forums. They've said allow vertical shake. You know, it would have been pretty easy for them to add it in, wouldn't it? If they did have that. But I think a script should be able to do it. I don't think we're gonna need a plugin, surely. We just need the right script. I think these are the only posts though. Download VX8, that'll fix it. Vertical shake is literally the same copy and paste, changing X to Y here and there. Yeah. They could have done it. Right, hang on. Event third page, script type in, see menu. I don't understand. We're not a scripter. Yeah, I might have to have a closer look for this, the answer to this one, because we could end up spending, it could be one of those things we spend the rest of the stream looking into. So for now, I'm going to delete the screen. We're just going to stick with the horizontal one, but yeah, we'll I'm going to put a comment in though. So comment. So I've put that just so we remember. Okay, so next dialogue line is Carol the Barrel. So we've already got Carol's face set in here. Okay, so another test. You like the Final Fantasy 14 music? Yay! Final Fantasy 14 is good. I've recently resubbed actually. I'm leveling all my DPS, that's the goal. So the dialogue box Y needs to be moved up just a touch. Okay, so Meryl interrupts at this point. And butts in on the conversation. I get super addicted to like watching the cutscene over and over again as I'm building it. So we're gonna keep doing test plays. So I think the interrupt, I think it's that. I think that'll interrupt. You just have to put a slash and the little triangle thing. And then I believe it cuts the dialogue off after a few seconds. And then Meryl will talk. So I think we'll have to get Meryl's face set in now. She says, "Oh, Carol, don't tell Ollie that pish tosh." I don't think anyone's used the word pish tosh for like a century. Okay, so Meryl's face set then. Let's have a look what we can do with Meryl's face. Give her a couple of expressions as well, maybe. So we'll use Carol as a base so we can align her properly. we go. So what will happen if we flipped her eyebrows? They might look strange. We might have to give her other eyebrows, but we'll see. Oh, actually, they don't look too bad. She's got a bit of a worried face like that. But we need to make sure we have it all in. We missed a bit of brow. So we might have to use this. Hey, why didn't that select it? So that's a new facial expression for Meryl we've just done. Let's merge that. Let's see if we can do another one. So I like that, but I think it definitely needs an edit because we don't want that shadow bit. We could rotate it a bit too. But it might make the pixels look weird actually if we do that. Sometimes rotating pixel art doesn't work out well. But we can just give it a small edit. So what we could do, fill in this bit. Just the other day, been up sub for like 4 or 5 months. Same. I finished Shadowbringers and then I unsub shortly after. Just because it can get a bit pricey if you're not playing it regularly enough. It's totally worth it if you're playing it a lot though. And then I felt like playing it again, so I did. It's one of those games that I always find my way back to because it's fun. It's a great game. You got all your crafters to 80 in a day. You think the eyebrows should come a tad bit lower on the worried one? Yeah, we can do that. Won't be too hard to do that. I think this bit here doesn't need to be there. That's the one. Definitely felt a bit dark. So I don't think what we need to do though is, I think we should get rid of the highlight, because that's meant to be the bottom bit lip, isn't it? That has that. And just make whatever you call that bit, we need to do that. I forgot the term and it's driving me mad because there is a proper name for it. There we go. But yeah, it looks slightly more believable than it did. Wow, how did you manage that? Yeah, how did you get your crafters to 8 in a day? I'm curious now, because I want to do that. I want to do that too. I felt like it's a grind to get any crafter up there. I want to know his secrets, Zyrius. Hi, Legmark, and how are you doing, Van, as well? Did I say hi? I hope so. I hope so. Join stream and only sees pink lips, thinks, those lips are nice, watches you zoom out some links. Oh god, that badass pics. Well, she doesn't. She wants to think she does. That's more what's going on here. A barrel wanting to be a human lady. That's Meryl's dream in life. Okay, so we're going to move those eyebrows just a touch lower. Where's the other Meryl? So we're just working on some barrel facial expressions today because we're building the cutscene now, and we want them to be very expressive in this cutscene. So it's nice for them to have a variety of faces, and it's surprising what you can do by just flipping a few of the features vertically and horizontally. Can end up with some surprising results. There we go. Oh, hi guys! I see that chat's got very busy all of a sudden. Friday, thank you for the follow. How are you doing? It's good to meet you. Welcome to the stream. She is a hot lady. Look at her. She is a waifu. Fortunately, she's not the barrel you'll be romancing though, but there will be a barrel that you can romance in the game. Carol. And I'm considering making Woody romanceable as well. Hi Chub Cheeks, how are you doing as well? Triple leaves, is that the trick? I'll have to look into this. Leaves that let you submit rewards 3 times for 1 leave allowance. Because I've always found the crafting in Final Fantasy XIV to be pretty time consuming, but I have heard that they've made it easier in recent months, apparently, compared to what it used to be anyway. Like in this universe, how do the barrels decorate themselves? With no arms, hands, does some human just force a visual style upon them? Like, well, you're a female, boobs now, and the barrel will be like, but I don't want boobs, and the human will be tough, you've got them. It's very interesting because thinking how Carol came to, not Carol, Meryl, this is Meryl. Thinking of how Meryl came to be, obviously we know that the barrels and all the containers got brought to life by a spell. If you're in the streams regularly, that you'll know anyway. But how they managed to decorate themselves is another thing altogether. Somebody says maybe some kids put the bra on the barrel. As a joke, as a prank, so it just so happens that she's wearing a bra now. Could be a number of reasons why. But stream being down has ruined my day a little. Oh, Steam being down. Is Steam down? That's silly. Why is it down? I hope it gets fixed soon. You don't like crafting at all, it's so grindy you want it over with. Yeah, it can be. I found it was very time consuming too. If a human just forced that barrel to look like a girl, does that mean they put the... Never mind, let's not go there. There might be a story like that behind it. Maybe before Carol was sent in, or maybe after the spell was put on her, but before she came to life, because there's a waiting period. Maybe during that waiting period before she came to life, when she was just a normal ordinary barrel, some kid put a bra around her and was a big pervert. Wouldn't be nice. That would be a horrible story though, but you know, sometimes these topics have to be talked about. So yeah, you never know. Wait, what? How is Steam down? It ruined my Stardew multiplayer session. Oh no. Well, I hope it sorts itself out. Let's make sure Chub Cheeks can continue to play his games. Okay, so I think these facial expressions could do for now, but we could also do this. We could also give her a fourth. Simply by doing this. Let's just merge. Merge these layers a sec. We could... Oh, by the way, just so you know, folks, we also have made Oliver have a sad face too. But Oliver's face is a lot more simple, so he's not as expressive, but we can still do loads of faces for him over time. So another face I was thinking for Meryl would be... to give her those lips and these eyebrows. I'm not sure how it'd look, but we'll see. Oh my god, she looks horrified. That would be a face when she thinks about the pervert. Thank you, The Real Page. Thank you for the follow. How are you doing? Welcome. Is Oliver Pikachu? Somebody said that as well. Somebody said Oliver looks like if Pikachu and the honey pot from Winnie the Pooh had a baby. He's their love child. Okay, so that we got. I'm just hoping that that fourth one's aligned properly. Let me just check. No, I think it's 3 pixels. Right, I think that's fine now. But all the new peeps in the stream, because we've had a few new follows. If you want to see what's happened in the story so far, there's a YouTube video I posted a few weeks ago. There'll be another one next month. Another update to the story, because we're working very heavily on cutscenes at the moment. So there will definitely be room for another 2-minute video to describe what's happened, what we're working on now. Website, very likely to be launched next week, all going well. So keep an eye out for that too. Okay. So let's merge Meryl and save her face set now, and we'll put her in the cutscene. So I'm trying to think what face would go best with the dialogue line she's saying. Probably the middle one, actually. And I think she could jump as well. What is Meryl's? So everybody that just recently come in, we're working on this wagon scene. So I hear they all are. The plan is to make this wall bit match more with our actual cart material. So I'll be working on that at some point, because at the moment it's a bit off colour, so we can fix that for sure. Might use a different floor, and we might add a few little bits and bobs around as well that you could imagine being in a wagon. We've got a sort of shake effect as well. We've managed to get that working. The only thing is it's doing it horizontally instead of vertically at the moment, because RPG Maker for some reason hasn't integrated like having it that way. So I'll have to look for a script that does that. So what's Meryl? Meryl's event 2. So to give her a bit of... I made Carol do a lot of jumping in the previous cutscene. It's like their way of, you know, raising their hands, I guess, or having some sort of body language. So set movement route, movement event 2, and jump. And we'll probably want a sound effect with that as well. So play sound effect. And we've got... There you go. Well, we're doing a mute test play today. Next week will all be about getting the scene finished, working on the actual hijacking, and just making it prettier and adding all the sound effects and detail and music and stuff to the scene. So it's just all about the simple stuff today and getting it working. So let's see how Meryl's dialogue looks. Oh, hang on, I forgot to change the positioning of her box. Might not be quite accurate though, but we'll see. Never seen that happen before, Chubcheek. Sorry about Stardew, that sucks. Hopefully you'll be able to resume playing with your friends soon. Yeah, hopefully it like works now. That would be nice if it worked for Chub now. What has shocked you, Friday? Very intrigued. Okay, so let's see how we're getting on. This is all going to look much nicer when it's done. I'm going to get some nice scenery. But yeah, as you can see, it's like sort of moving, shaking horizontally. We want it to be vertically because that's better for the cart. Carol's box needs moving up. Oh, that one's too far up. Did that interrupt Carol too soon? I feel like I barely read it. Okay, we're getting there. There's a few little things to fix. So there's this little thing at the end of here, those two symbols. Basically what they do is they interrupt the dialogue box when another character interrupts during speech, which is kind of what we're trying to go for here. Carol gets interrupted by Meryl. But it seems that it happens a bit too early. I'm going to have to test that again to make sure though. I don't know if there's a way to make it do it a bit later, we'll see. So next part of the dialogue is, I think Carol's still talking for a bit. I mean, Meryl's still talking for a bit. So she actually has a lot of dialogue now. We'll get that in. So if you're curious, guys, about the dialogue that we're actually working on getting into this scene, it's all on there, that link there, if you want to have a peep, if you want to see what we've been up to and what we're working on. Hi Books, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Well, it was Mammoth's community game on stream, and his stream has ended now. Oh, did it cut off for him as well? Maybe it was it definitely Steam that was the problem? Alternatively, change the view to the side, then it can shake the right way. Yeah, there's a reason why we've designed it like that, though. It's because of when Carol rolls out the wagon, it needs to be longer rather than that way. So there's a design reason for it. But yeah, it's unfortunate, isn't it, with the shake thing. But it is a good idea. Like, if it wasn't for the problems that would occur if we did do it that way rather than that way, then it would be fine. Found a diamond? With who? I'm confused. Yeah, Stream's friends list won't load. Yeah, check Steam store is out. Is it still? Oh no. Sort it out, Steam. There is plugins for it, so it's just a matter of getting one of them. I hope you mean Carol the Barrel or Meryl the Barrel Friday, because they're the waifus of this stream. And they deserve all the love. There is plugins for it, so it's just a matter of getting one of them. Yeah, we'll find one. I'll get one. Gonna lurk. Enjoy your lurk, Chub. Okay. But don't be weird Friday. I mean, I don't mind compliments, but don't get creepy with it, please. Okay, so... Yeah, just don't. It makes the streamer uncomfortable. I know you're probably just being nice. I'm not offended. It's fine. It's just a little bit weird. I'm just trying to do my job here. Trying to do my fun project. Don't want to be flirted with. Okay, so next bit. Oliver talks again now. He might need another facial expression, but we can keep it as his default for now. Yeah. Okay. Why would the stars run away on a day? Okay, so I don't think he'd have a sad face. He'll probably keep that face. You told a guy his face was pretty yesterday, so there's that, right? Did you? It's not very often, is that, when you see that? It's true. My boyfriend gets hit on by guys all the time, though, so sometimes it happens. But it's kind of different for some reason. Meryl again. I think we'll do another test play in a sec though, to make sure Meryl's box is positioned right. And she might move towards Oliver at this point too in the scene. I also think, like, just because I feel like this is also true, that it makes a difference with your relationship with the person you're giving a compliment to. Like, if you're like a super good friend of them or you've known them for a while, then it's different to like somebody you've just met doing it. It just changes it. Okay, so yeah, I think we'll make Meryl move at this point. Friend over from a different chat posted a picture in Discord, and while he wasn't the main focus of picture reason for posting it, he was pretty photogenic, clear blue eyes and neatly kempt full beard. Truth is like intention content. Yeah, and like that's different because you're commenting on somebody's selfie that they put up, so it's only natural that you're gonna say something about it. But you know, when it's just, yeah, it's weird. It's a funny thing. Context is everything. Oliver could also turn around and face Meryl, but we'd have to do a back view of his sprite. And those are the sort of thing, like little touches that I slowly work on when doing cutscenes over time. But we can keep him facing that way for now. So do another test play, I think. See how it is now. Hi True Baldy, how's it going? It's good to see you. Hope you're having a good week. Isn't the back view of his sprite just a barrel? Well, a back of a cookie jar for Oliver, but for the other guys, yeah, just a barrel. Just a plain old barrel. Yeah, for sure, battle sandwich. Something that you can say in a message can come across so different to in person, which makes people need to be more careful about what they say, I suppose. But I just honestly think it's common sense, really, isn't it? What you say to people. Just don't be a D. Is all. You can just like erase his face, yeah, but it's a bit more complicated than that because there's a little pattern on the top of the barrel, and that would need to turn around too, which is fine to do because we did it with Carol. We've already done her different directions, so we just need to do the same for the others. People won't notice. Well, it's not about people, it's about me. And it would bother me. I'd notice. Oh, we still got Oliver's shadow. We need to delete that. And Hank's pixel. Yeah, some of the dialogue boxes are a bit off, so I can edit those. So good. I love how Woody, Hank and Alvira are just standing in the back. And you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking they should be hidden, their faces, while they're not talking and not involved in the conversation. And then their faces pop out when they have something to say. Just so they don't distract from what's going on here. So that's my thoughts at the moment. Just a small, simple change like that. Lots of work today. But I will survive you well. You'll do it, True Baldy. You are a trooper. I missed that alternative interpretation of what I was saying before, especially with what I thought was obvious sarcasm. Just miss the mark sometimes, I guess. I miss the mark most of the time, but which I'm usually the one who doesn't detect jokes and sarcasm. That's definitely me. So if anybody else experiences that, I can totally get that, because I do it all the time. Found a white magnum. Oh, you eating an ice cream chub? Give me. Oh my goodness, Tree Baldy's nearly got the 500. GJ. Dies. Oh my god, really? It's cold here. Where do you live, Sirius? No, Northern Hemisphere weather, please. I'm curious now where you live. Magnum for breakfast? Well, that's awesome, Chub. That's a good breakfast. Oh, you're from Aussie. Isn't it super late for you right now? Isn't it like the early hours? I can't talk. I'm a big old night owl too, so I cannot say a word there. Almost 4 a.m. My goodness. Well, I can understand why you're not sleeping if it's that hot. I wouldn't like that either. Let's pass all the cool weather to Zyrios. Okay, folks, so there's a few little niggly bits with the flashback. So a lot of some of those stuff I do off stream, because it involves like testing a bazillion times to get it perfect. But it is looking cool, and I'm going to do that one thing. Let me just see what's coming up next dialogue wise. Yeah, there's still a lot of talk with Oliver and Meryl and Carol. Just a few more dialogue boxes before Elvira and Woody and then Hank pop out. So I think let's just go back to their characters. So where's Carol? Okay, this is Carol. So as you can see, let me just get Photoshop up so you can see, because you can't yet. This is Carol with all her different directions, and she has a face when she's facing front. That's her from the side and facing up. So I think. Yeah, we'll put them next to them on the next row, the face that's not showing from the front. So all we need to do is copy Woody. Put him there. Is he in the right position? Nope. There he is now. And this is as easy as just rubbing his face out. And then at the start of the scene, he'll look like that. And same for Hank and Elvira and Meryl. And they'll show their face when they talk. I think that could work quite well. Right, so I'm going to... So, merge visible. we're going to do this for all the characters. But we've still got quite a bit of dialogue left to put in. It's a pretty long cutscene. And there will be more as well over time that we're going to add as well, that's optional, because you as the player get the option to skip the talking bit with the barrels eventually, or actually carry on and get to know them all better. But you can skip straight to the hijacking scene. Okay. Fight the father. Oh yeah, it really sucks what's been happening. Yeah, it's just sad. Okay, now Hank. Now there's probably an easier way to do this, because I believe I've got a Photoshop file of the barrels without their face, so I can just get that, because there's a lot of shading and detail bits on the barrel, and it's not as simple as just rubbing the face out with one colour. So get rid of the detail behind it. So let's see if I can find. Oh no, that's the face that. Here it is. So that's Hank without his face. Rid of that shadow. Oh, Hank had a pixel, didn't he, that we didn't like, that we need to get rid of. So we'll have to get the black background up. It's crazy because living in England, I wouldn't even know what it's like to live in a country like that. We're very, very lucky here. We don't get any like natural disasters or anything horrible. Okay. So that's Hank. And I might do a bit of cutscene and stuff this weekend, but it's not going to be loads, just because I'll definitely be working on the website more. But that's about it. Yeah, that's as extreme as we get here. So Woody and Hank are done. Now Alvira. Now Alvira should also have a Photoshop file somewhere of her blank barrel. Thousand times worse than you'd even expected it to be. Yeah, I think it's when we're not experiencing ourselves, you don't realise, do you? Yeah, it does. It's awful. So Alvira's doesn't know it's just Meryl. I mean, we got to do Oliver too, but he's there from the beginning, so he'll always be showing his face. Meryl. Have we not got a... We haven't got the bra on Meryl, actually. And I think that's because we did the bra in graphics scale and not Photoshop. But we can merge them. So if we just get that. There we go, easy peasy. Yeah. How are things now though? I haven't read much about it in recent weeks. I hope it's things are better than they were. Oops, I've accidentally merged Carol's. Get rid of that. Something on Facebook today. Now there's a social media website I haven't used in years. Okay, so now that's done, we can go back and we can change the assets. Oh, okay, so we will need to turn it off and refresh. They haven't updated. What is the ballerina bra? Wow. It was somebody in the community suggested it. When we were talking about Carol's friends and family and making the other barrels and stuff, we were thinking of good character types, and we came up with that Meryl character, and was saying, so guys, so what ideas do you have for Meryl? And then someone said it could be a barrel with a bikini on it, and just went from there. I was like, actually, that's pretty good. Okay, so they're going to be faceless for now. Nobody's going to know they're living barrels and boxes yet. Wahahaha. Okay, so amazing. We can see their faces. Oh, we'll have to make sure we do that as well. What we'll have to do then is give them a new event page with the sprite with their face on them. And oh my goodness, we're not going to be able to do self switches, are we? Or will we? Would it be self switch C? Don't think we use self switches yet, have we? So we might be able to use all 4 for these guys. So if we have Woody self switch C, Han could be self switch D because he's the last one to speak. Meryl would be self switch A, because we only have 4 self switches, you see, so sometimes you're limited, but I think this will work fine, unless at some other point in the cutscene we'll need them. I wonder if there's a way to get more self switches, if only. I mean, we don't have to. We can just change the sprite graphic. We don't have to use self switches, I don't think. Let's see if we can get past this without the need for self switches, actually. Delete for now. Because if there's always an option to do something without needing them, then we might as well. So, when does Meryl speak? Here. So at this point we could change image of event 2, which is Meryl, to that one. And she is definitely event 2, isn't she? Yeah. So let's see if that works, because if it does, then we don't. And I think it will. I just completely forgot that I could do that. Someone in community has a weird fetish. Like the air has already been deemed like no bushfire, any more problem solved. Oh no. Yeah, the environment, it's just scary. I'd be on edge if I lived in Australia. Let's do a test and see if it works. But yeah, our game is very bonkers, you know. You knew that when barrels were going to be in it and they were romanceable, that we were going to have a bonkers game here. Oh yeah, it looks so much better when you can't see their faces. All the things like the dialogue box positioning, I can do that off stream because that's the boring bit. And it's also a pretty time consuming bit too. Okay, so it's going okay so far, just the three of them that have spoken. I like it. Considering things are very basic at the moment, it's not looking bad for a basic level cutscene. Like to see it 2 hours ago. Bye, yeah, oh my god, it's probably 5 AM now. You get your sleep, Zyros. Hi, Master Emerald. This is looking good. Oh, did you catch the bit of the cutscene there? Yeah, we're starting to build this wagon where they all are, and we're putting the dialogue together. Things are a little bit messy at the moment, like dialogue box bits, a bit out of positions with Meryl. But we're definitely going to make the wagon look a bit more appealing. But it's going decently. And we'll probably spend the next week of streams working on this cutscene and getting it perfected. Normally, I'd get it done over the weekend, but I'll be doing the website over the weekend. And I'm excited. How are you doing there, Master Emerald? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. The bedroom door is closed. You might have to sleep out here. Oh my goodness. I guess you'll have to. Okay guys, I'm going to be going on a quick BRB. I'm going to get myself a snack because I'm a very hungry one. So I won't be long. See you soon. Hello, I am back. I have returned. In a way, I'm kind of jealous that Zyros has such hot weather because I want it, but because it's cold, really cold here at the moment, having to wear my onesie at night. But it's not like super cold, but I feel the cold quite easily compared to the average person. Agree with how fragile the environment can be. Had to go discipline doggos, but I wouldn't want it to be 40 degrees, I'll be honest. I don't want it to be that hot, just a little bit warmer. Yeah, I don't want it to be that hot. Nope, but we sometimes get, like, I think we got a heat wave last year that reached about that, and it wasn't bearable. Couldn't bear it. Okay, so back to doing the scene work, guys. So it's just thinking how, because we don't have much longer left today, and it's just thinking what can we get done before we finish today. Anything super important, because there's a lot of nitty gritty stuff, lots of little boring bits to do, like the dialogue box positioning. We can get the rest of the dialogue in, but I don't know if we're going to get much time. We can have a mess about with this curtain bit here and make it match more with the cart. Okay, let me think. All we need to do is change the colour of it, really, in all honesty, so that it's white rather than beige. And we don't know if we're going to have a white cart. I think at some point, once we've made progress with the scene and we've done the scene mapping outside the wagon here, once we've like done all the scenery, I might actually do a few different colours of the cart and see which one looks best with the environment, and maybe put a poll up to see what everyone's favourite cart is, because sometimes I like to have a bit of choice and have you guys pick your favourite things, and we haven't had a poll in a while, so might be a good idea. But we can do that for now though, because I think it'll be cool. So it's going to be easy. All we got to do is pull in the right tile set and turn it white, and then it'll update. It's a few minute job. So first of all, what's the tile set name? Is it inside 2? Nope. Oh, it's actually that one, I think. Outside A. Well, it does look like it should be outside. So outside A3, that's the one. So I'm gonna just open up that in Photoshop. It's under tiles, tile sets. Outside A3. Okay, so it isn't that one. Oh, that's SF outside A3, that's why. This one is the one. Okay, so Photoshop. I feel like having a heater is better than having to have air conditioning just in general, even colder. Hot, or at least cold, doesn't leave you sweaty once you've gone to a place with better temp. But yeah, I think that's a very good point about a sandwich, because at least you can get, when you're cold, you can get warmer. But when you're warm, you can't get colder, you know. So it can be very uncomfortable being forced to be in warm temperatures. And you can just wear cute knit jumpers and stuff, and cute onesies when you're cold. That's what I do. And I have my electric blanket too. Is this? Because, I don't actually think know if that's the one. Hang on, let me... Yeah, it is the one. It's just weird because the tile set looks different in Photoshop to how it does in RPG Maker. They kind of condense it. But I think all we need to do then is if we grab this tile here and we just copy it. Adjustment, selective colour, neutrals. We can do it like that. Okay, let's get this accurate. We can if we grab the card, we can get the exact colour that we want. We'll just grab a portion of it. So, yeah, we want it to be like this. And if I'm finding it hard to get the shading and colour the exact way, what I might do is grab this. Because I could also do it this way, but there might be a little bit of editing involved. Because it's a lot bigger than what's here. But that is exactly the kind of look we're going for here. Okay, let me just remember which one is this? Yeah, it's the bottom one, not the top, not that one at the top. I kind of like the look of that one if it was bigger. And as you know from yesterday's stream, if you were here, I'm pro at making things big now that was small before. All we have to do is, well, we'll see if I can pull this off. Might be a bit tricky, but we might be able to do it. I'm hoping this will look okay when we bring it into RPG Maker, though. I'm not very experienced when it comes to tile set stuff, because I haven't messed around with editing them too much. We'll see. Oh, well, I know. As soon as I said that, I was like, are people gonna... I hope they're gonna get the context of this, because it could sound very dodgy. For sure. Yeah, we could either do it like that with how we did the cart. We just, you know, fill in the gaps sort of thing, or we could make it bigger. But we're gonna get it more pixelated if we do that. That's the thing. So. And I like my sharp pixels, but actually I don't think it's too bad. It'll need a bit of tidying up, because making it large is kind of messed up with the pixels a bit, but it doesn't look dreadful. So we could do it that way actually. Yeah, it looks better than I expected it to, because from my experience, making things go from larger when they were smaller always makes them look bad, but doesn't look too terrible. It's going to need a bit of tidying up though, so let's see if we can do that. So the cart looks like that. And I like how it's a little bit more grey rather than white. I think that'll actually make sense being inside, because it's a bit more enclosed. So there's a few areas where the pixels have gone a bit messy. And I think we should fill in these corners as well. Might just be easier with the paint bucket tool, actually. I have no idea how this is going to look in RPG Maker. I'm tempted to like test it as soon as possible, because I could be doing all this hard work for nothing. Because I'm like a bit concerned that it needs to be a repeated pattern, because that might be how it works and what we need to do. We'll soon find out. If it is, we'll just have to figure out how we're going to do it. But all we need to do now is just fill in. We'll just fill it in with a bit of grey bits at the side, all one colour. Kind of a test really to see how this is going to go, and we'll learn a lot from it, because I think this is the first time I've really made a tile, because when we did the Everbloom Forest and Lakefall, I was mainly just like, I don't think I edited any of them actually. I just found a pretty tile set and used that and was quite pleased. So I'm gonna just save this and save over to see what happens. It might be a big disaster, and if it is, we can just start again. But I'm curious. So we've made a little curtain there, and that's going to replace that now. It might like be tiled and look a mess, so that's what we're going to find out. The lighter shading around the black in the centre needs to be thinned out again, but that's the only real glaring problem. Went surprisingly well, all things considered. I have copied the before you painted the bits into the duplicate from before you paint fill, but that's possibly me being over worried or such. Yeah, well, I don't mind the feedback about sandwich. It's always useful to have other eyes, as I said in yesterday's stream to peeps. Lots of peeps were giving some helpful thoughts about the wagon we were making yesterday, and it was really handy. So no worries at all there. And we'll have a proper look at it, because it's not perfect how it looks at the moment. I'm sure it can still be messed around with, but I kind of wanted to rush it just so we could see how it'll look in here. So I'm gonna have to reload it again. Okay, is it not updated? Okay, it seems that it's a different, I see it, it's that square there. That's the one I used. Oh no, it wasn't then. Oh, that was the one I used, that one. And this is This is what I've done. I'm scared now because it's going to look silly. Okay, so that's the problem we've got. I had a feeling something like this would happen. It's tiled itself. That's what's happened. So it seems that... Okay, so... How are we going to pull this off? Because what I do like about that is the black bit. The black centre bit kind of gives the impression of a material curtain. And that's kind of what our cart is. It's this exact same material. But as we can see, it's tiled itself. I need to try and figure out how to... Because what I might have to do is not do it this way. I might have to do it similar to how I did the character creation with the spotlight. Because if you're wondering how I made this spotlight, I'll tell you now. It's literally from a tile set. It's probably a really weird way to do it, but that's how I did it. I just thought, okay, we'll just stick a spotlight on the tile set, and it worked. So we might have to do something like that with the wagon then. Just get itself its own tile set sheet and just stick it on there and get it in, just like I got the spotlight in. Maybe you could make a grey square and then add it to the tile set. Yeah, like a plain grey square, like the colour of that. That could definitely work. I think that isn't a problem, like if we went for more of a plain looking cloth, and it would definitely work better as a repeated tile. But at the same time, I'm quite fond of the dark opening. So that's kind of why I might just do it the same as how I did because all I need to do is, that's how we did the spotlight, tile set, spotlight, and I called it spotlight, and it's literally just an image, in all honesty. If I show you here, it's just an image, and it got brought into our picture now because of the tile set, and I just put it together. I hacked it together. Well, if you put the grey squares above the ruffles, then you wouldn't be able to notice. It would be a seamless connection. Yeah, that's another approach too. And if we was going to use it elsewhere, that would be a sensible way to do it. But I think it's probably going to be the only instance we're going to have this. So yeah, either the approach I mentioned or the one Rex mentioned, I guess. So if we did have a plain one, we could just do that. We could fill in the top 6 squares, and then the bottom ones would be where the opening is. That's doable too. It's whatever's going to be the easiest, really. Yeah. It's a little bit off centre at the moment because we don't want 2 grey openings. Ideally we want it in the middle. So, but how's that looking compared to the wagon outside? Well, we can't see the wagon outside because it's a little tiny tile. So what I'm going to do is I'm just wondering if visually this is 100% the right approach. Because we don't want to do all that hard work and then be like, oh no, it doesn't even match with the cart. So I feel like it's definitely kind of made the pixel size larger because we did make it bigger. But we can tidy that up. And to be honest, because we're going inside the car anyway, it would kind of have that sort of look. So yeah, I think that can work. I think that's better than the default one that we had before anyway. Let's go back here. I mean, there's a lot of choices. There's as I showed, there's that one. There's where's the other one? That one, that one, that one. And it's as simple as just changing it from beige to white, but there's something about that one that I like once we tidy it up, because these ones are definitely a bit more. I mean, that one isn't too bad if it was white. I like the wood bit. The wood bit's pretty cool. But it's just that the colouring doesn't match at all with the card that we've got, and even with an edited, I don't know whether it'd still match. I'm gonna have a play around over the weekend. Most of the time I'll be doing the website, of course, but I'm still gonna have a play around. I wanna get the cutscene. I wanna hopefully sort out the shake, and got a few things sorted for Monday's stream anyway, and we can just carry on putting the rest of it together, and we'll aim to start working on the actual hijacking sequence as well, so that will be exciting. Okay folks, so can you believe the time already? It is 6 PM, that means it's end of Rose stream and no more stream till Monday. So thanks for hanging out today, and if you wanna be in the Discord, if you don't want to wait until another whole 3 days to see what we're up to, then that is the place to be. And I might have to rush off actually, because my dinner's being served this second, so I'm gonna head straight off now. No, time is unbelievable. So I'm gonna be back on Monday. We're gonna carry on with this cutscene stuff, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Yeah, you take care about Sandwich and Rex. Thanks for hanging out, and everybody else who's lurking. Appreciate you all. Take care.